represented in like a really bad, negative way. Not every teenager is like that.
Personally, I think that the media represents teenagers in a very negative way. Newspapers and TV programmes and social media like to promote a very negative stereotype of teenagers and young people. I think it's unfair.
Peer pressure is quite a powerful thing, really, because it's having that control over someone, and if you've got that control over someone, then yeah, I think it would be very easy for them to go ahead and do that.
Teenagers want to be accepted by the group. Peer pressure is a very strong thing, and to be called chicken or whatever, or to feel that you're going to be isolated from the group if you don't do it, tends to have these alpha males in the group control the group, basically.
Years ago there was probably like that, but I'm not a stereotypical teenager. I have a part-time job and I do a lot for my family. I'm not around doing crime or whatever they are portrayed.
I think the media has a massive effect on people's opinions and how we think about certain ages, certain sexes, certain events. And I think the majority of people like to go with the crowd and say and feel what everyone else is saying and feeling. And rather than being individual, it's just safer to believe what everyone else believes. And unfortunately, that's normally a very negative way.
Possibly, yes. I think if teenagers get wind of a certain crime that occurs or a crime trend that occurs by others and it's portrayed through the media, they may feel it's easy for them to do it as well. And they will then possibly take that on and think, oh yeah, that's really easy, I'll have a go at doing that. And then if they do find it easy, they'll do it again and again, and then their little social circle, that they may then do it, and it has a knock-on effect.
The mindset of, if this is acceptable, and the media, they haven't got, and I'm going to say this, they haven't got the intelligence to think it through, let's say. Everyone's different, yeah? They see that sort of thing and they think that that is acceptable. So that's how they are going to behave. And also, it's easier to behave that way than to step back and say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and not do it.
Yeah, because the media, especially the news, always portrays negative things. So I always think everyone's got a stereotype, and I think the news really influences that.
Personally, as a teacher, I've seen a lot of positive aspects to young people and to teenagers. The majority of teenagers that I know are not criminals, they're not thugs, they're very good, positive role models. So I completely disagree with how the media represents teenagers.
I'd say to them, take a step back, look at the situation, and then look at your life. Where do you want to go in life? Do you want to commit crime and be on that spiral where you keep committing crime and you have that need to keep doing it, be sent to prison, come back out of prison? You lose a lot within crime. You lose friends, you lose family, you lose jobs. May not necessarily be able to go abroad depending on the crime that you carry out. So my advice to them is just take a step back, look at your life. Do you want to go down that route, or do you want to go down a positive route and be able to do all these good things that you can do in life?
By creating documentaries at a reasonable time for all the different classes, and like even after school for the kids to watch and after the parents come home from work, and portraying them the correct way, showing some actual what they are represented, but not every teenager is like that.
I think the media has a massive impact on people and their perception of people and events. I think we're surrounded by media, whether it be on our mobile phones, whether it be on laptops, whether it be what we read in the newspaper on a daily basis. So I think the media structures how we look and view certain situations and certain people.
Teenager that thinks he's got to commit crime to fit in should basically look at his friend set, basically the people around him. Are they the right people to be friends with?
I think there needs to be more focus on the positive aspects of young people, the good that they do. So for instance, if you look at the London riots a few years ago, the majority of newspapers and TV news programmes decided to look at the chaos that young people were creating within the streets of London and across the country. But the next day there were very, very few media outlets that showed the good that actually young people and teenagers were doing, which was to clean up the streets and try and rectify the situation.